Hi guys, Hell Flights. This is just a little update to show you what's been going on. Brass pudding cock and Van are still sitting on their eggs. They're due to hatch out next week, so I'm looking forward to seeing what young ones they'll throw. That cock's already thrown a winner in a different loft, with a different hen obviously, but she's a direct Luella Van, so they should throw good pigeons really, hopefully. The original lean bull hen and the yearling cock, they're on that. Well, she laid her first egg today, second round. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be fertile. We'll have to see about that, but yeah. I'll show you the reason. Well, I'll tell you the reasons why we've put straw in the other side in a sec. Bridget and his hen, he's been sitting nicely. We swapped their eggs around, so we've stripped the Jansen pair down. They're not on eggs anymore, and they've had their first tread last night, and they were out all day today. So their eggs have been swapped over for there, so they'll sit on the Jansen's eggs until they hatch. They're due to hatch the middle of next month, I think. We've candled them. One's fertile, but one's better than nothing. The way this breeding is going. The bully cock and his hen, they're due to go down on eggs soon. Our vents are nice and open, so we're due to have eggs from them next week sometime. No change with the white pied hen. We've rang the stud that we got them off, Tumley Loft Stud, and I explained to him what's happened. We've been paired up for 3 weeks now, and she hasn't even laid her first egg. Her vents are really tight. They're not expanding at all. When the egg comes down the passage, they expand. So she has got until not this Friday, next Friday, to lay an egg. If she doesn't, we're going to take her back to Tumley. He said he'll accept a refund for a pigeon of how much she cost. She was £100. So we'll get a hen traded over for her if she doesn't lay an egg. And if she doesn't lay an egg, I should imagine she will be in the pit. She'll be necked. So she's got 2 weeks to save her life. There's no point. I know a lot of fanciers say, oh, it's cruel to kill a pigeon, but I've paid £100 for that pigeon, and he's not going to keep a pigeon that's a waste of corn. So I don't like killing things, but obviously if she's not going to produce eggs and we bought her for stock purposes, then she's got to go. So it's a really big shame, because she's one of the nicest, well, she is the nicest hen in the house. Lovely handling pigeon, really nice in your hand. She's beautiful looking as well, lovely strong back. So yeah, it's a shame, but you never know, in 2 weeks she might lay something. She's got 2 weeks to produce. So that's it, guys. Well, basically, like I said, they've been stripped down, so they'll be in the midst of making another egg for us. The reason I put straw on this side is because, as you can tell, the sand's a bit damp today, because we brushed it to one side and we let them all have a bath, and the loft floor got soaking wet. We dried it out as much as we could, and it will dry out. It's been like that before. When we give them a bath, it's been a bit damp, so it takes a couple of days to dry out. But some of them couldn't reach up to their pens, so because their flights were so wet, so we put a bit of straw in there to warm them up and dry them out a bit quicker. The straw will come out today, tomorrow, next day, whatever. They're just on the breed and wean at the moment. These guys are allowed out all day and all night. They're on the first egg, but in order to lay a fertile second egg, they must go out and tread. So yeah, they'll be out all day today and tomorrow morning. They've got food in there. They've got pots of food, pots of breed and wean. They've had the treat of sunflower seeds, and inside the actual breeding boxes, I don't know if you can see there. I'll show you. little drinker, little trough of water for them. We don't give them tap water, we give them spring water. Because the tap water here, well, we've had a bit of problem with rust in the pipes, so we're giving the pigeons bottled spring water, which is good. Straw, just in case they want to build their own nest. There's a bit too much there, but the floor's a bit damp, so that'll be ideal for them to dry out a bit more. Excuse me. They got the pot of grit and minerals there. So yeah, everything's going alright. Fingers crossed these guys will lay fertile eggs next time, because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen if if they lay duds again. I'm going to have a serious word with Tumley. Like I said, we've got nearly £1,000 worth of pigeons in here, so we're going to have a word with him if they turn out dud again. But fingers crossed they'll throw fertile eggs again. But like I said, she's got 2 weeks to redeem herself and lay an egg. If she doesn't, then she's going to go back to Tumley in the pit, and we'll get a new hen in place of her. So yeah, I want to show you something in a second, and I'll explain what's going on. Right guys, like I said, I'm outside the stock loft now. Pigeons are in there, and obviously we're in the middle of renovating the house. That's the top end of the garden. There was today there was an old pigeon loft there that we've actually torn down today, getting ready to put the young bird loft down. As you can see, what come out, there was old breeding pens there, all shitty breeding pens. There was what remains of the loft is on that bonfire pile. We got to chop it up and burn it all. It was here, but the plans are to have a 10x6 young bird loft here, so it's going to go right from that hedge 10 foot out. We're going to rearrange these blocks, we're going to get it all leveled out and stuff. We've got to get the young bird loft sorted out before breeding, before racing. So the young bird loft's going to be here, and I took a grinder to that. As you can see, that pole there is sticking out. There was a massive washing line pole going up there. The loft, the racing loft, is going to come from that corner all the way up to about here. It's going to be a 16 foot by 8 racing loft, and we're going to have a word with the neighbour and see if we can cut these trees down. So the line of flight is that way, so they'll be coming in that way. Nice for the young bird loft here, and we're going to face the loft out towards the Towins, which is a big massive load of hills and stuff, but there's some good fanciers over that way as well. So yeah, we're on a very good line of flight here, so we're going to make sure, well, not make sure, but we're going to ask if we can cut these trees down to trap level. We're going to have the loft up on 4-foot stilts on each end, and a veranda. The garden here, well, we got so much room here, it's unreal, so we can have a decent setup. But yeah, this is where the young bird loft is going to be. Along here, I'm going to obviously get it all level and ready, cut down that pole a bit more, and yeah, that's where the racing loft's going to be, facing out there. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So we're going to have to get the young bird loft up and ready in about 3 weeks. So we're going to have a massive fire, big bonfire, get rid of all this shit, old breeding pens, what were in the old pigeon loft that they had. There's some asbestos sheeting in there, but we're just going to bury that underneath the racing loft. We're going to trim those privet bushes back. So yeah, that's the plans for the young bird loft and the racing loft for the old birds and young ones. All the trapping is going to be done through ETS, electronic timing system, so we're not going to lose much time in. But I'm loving the well, we got a good vantage point here. Once the loft's up on stilts, you'll be able to see over that hedge, and over there, that's the view we've got. I'm on tiptoes here, so I'll try and get up onto it. Yeah, that's what you can see. So pigeons will be ranging along here as well. I just can't wait, it's gonna be brilliant. Me and Dad have got a lot of work to do, but Dad's the builder and he's built some amazing lofts in his time, so I'm really happy and I can't wait to help him. So yeah, we'll just go back in the loft a minute and finish up. Alright, back in the stock section. This is just the bit where we all keep our stuff. It's a bit messy at the moment because I haven't cleaned it out yet. There's just spare timber to make a new door because this door isn't in very good condition, so we need to replace that. Got all the supplements in there, multivitamins, brewer's yeast. What else have we got? We've got some medicine in there. I keep the doxycycline and all the other medicines inside because I don't want it to get damp, just in case it does get damp. That's a riddle to sieve out the sand. Got a light in here. What I do is before I leave at night, I'll keep this on. It's battery powered, but it will run out on its own accord. It's a 5-hour charge, so well, not 5-hour charge. It lasts 5 hours. That's my Coke. Pot eggs. Yeah, just I've shoved them under Bridget for 10 days. Took them out. What have we got in here? We've got some seed. This is just for tidbit. We have got, I think this is linseed, and we've got some sunflower seed here as well. Just like I said, tidbits, and all these are the empty bottles of water we got. Yeah, it's just still spring water. It's better than tap water. It's pure. Home Reform. Home Reform is great stuff. I'll show you what it looks like. If I can get in there. I'm doing all this one-handed. So that's Home Reform. Loads of nutrients in there. Really good stuff. Makes a shit red as well. What else we got here? Yeah, like I said, I need a big tidy it up. It's not very clean. Well, not say clean, but it's not very organised here at the moment. Next year, well, rings, if we fill them, that is. Jokes. Hopefully we will. But these are the rings for the club. It's H for Hale, because that's where we live, and that's the club. Marker rings as well. We've got the marker rings for the green for Vanderbiel's, yellow for Lean Boars, and white for Jansen's. We'll put those on the young ones as well. It's fresh straw. That's a shit bag. That's all full of stuff that's come out of the loft. We've got the breed and weed in there. Mixed in with layer pellets, which is a decent mix. What I'm going to do is when that's all ran out, I'm going to actually buy all my seeds separate. Beans and peas and stuff, I'm going to do it all separately. And that's about it really in here. I've got to do a massive clean out, so don't take no notice of this really, because I do like to keep things nice and organised, but today's just been a bit hectic. I'm working on the house, I'm going up there, taking the garden apart with Dad. So yeah. So I'll finish up and I'll do another update soon. Probably, well, they're due to hatch in the next couple of days, so yeah, I'll do another update when they hatch, and hopefully these guys will have their second egg when they do that. So fingers crossed for me, they'll be fertile, and then I won't have to worry about not racing, because if I can't get fertile eggs out of these guys, I'm not going to be able to race. Simple as that. But I think it was just one of those things that happen. So I'll just leave you guys, and shouts out to all the flyers. Kingsley Mac, Hawaiian Brian, Hamslight Kitbox, Joe M. Tipplers, Peter Raymond, he's a new subscriber. I really like your setup, mate. Your loft's lovely. So you know, well done. And I hope you do well at when your races and breeding and stuff. Hello, our pigeons, High Flyers 18, Josh Shields, and all the rest of the flyers that I've missed out. I hope breeding season's going really well for you guys, and you get some nice young ones out, and good season ahead for 2018. So cheers guys.